Alright guys, welcome back to the Frugal Homestead. So, as you can see, today is an absolute scorcher. The heat index went over 105 degrees today. Cooked. But I want to do a real quick video before I melt out here in this heat about organic fertilizer. So, don't want to get into a bunch of politics, but one of the big world crises right now is fertilizer. The world can't get enough fertilizer for this reason, that reason. I don't want to get into all of that. The point I'm making is we can take the time to make and grow our own fertilizer. Granted, it's in small amounts, but every little bit helps. We in the world know, especially as frugal people know, every little bit helps. Every little bit you save, every little bit you invest, every little bit that you can move forward with. Now, 100 little steps equals one big step. And fertilizer is no different. Now here we use Comfrey and Compost with manure mixed in here and there. Now a lot of people say, well, you cannot get the same results with organic fertilizer as you can with chemical fertilizer. And I would tell you in some cases, yes, maybe it's not as fast, but over time you can actually outrun the cost and the quality of your yield with organic. Now, I have berries all over our property. The catatas are kind of our pride and joy. But I'm going to tell you now, if you can tell me that you can create these results with chemical fertilizers, then I will be impressed. Because that, my friends, is a giant yield coming on. So much so, I am concerned for the plant. And it's got new parts growing, and she's just a going. So if you can't see that, that is tons of berries. Now, this bed was basically filled with horse manure, let to rest for a year. And since then, I've been doing chop drop with Comfrey. And then the video you saw me make Comfrey tea, we've done that a few times and added to this bed. And I top dress it with compost almost every single year. Not a lot, inch or so, just something on top. A lot of that ends up drying out, and as it gets wet, it leaches. It dries out, as it gets wet, it leaches. Now, my ground up in this area especially is absolutely terrible, guys. But because we prepped out that bed, it now takes off like this. Now you can go throw as much Miracle Grow as you want at this thing. It's just going to make it get big and bushy, and it's not going to produce as good a fruit. Now you can get fruiting mixes. You can do it chemically, yes. But you're going to pay for it. And I don't know if you went and bought any fertilizer lately, but from what I'm hearing from my local people, it's a little bit more expensive than it used to be, and farmers are getting crushed. Now, I like the idea of having a system here that's very easy. A lot of our compost is just wood chips that we get given to us for free, mixed in with some coffee grounds, because I'm a coffee addict, along with grass clippings that I bag up when I'm mowing the grass, and then I mow all of our leaves and throw it in too, which makes for a wonderful mixture if you turn it. Now, I want to show you something else, because the byproduct of this is when I make that Comfrey tea, or when I put organic fertilizers in this bed, if you look down at the ground, it has a swoop that goes down here into the woods, and it kind of funnels into the woods. So the byproduct of that are even the natural berries are coming on strong. So they are even picking up the nutrient that's falling from that plant. I think it's pretty obvious to see that organic fertilizers do work. And just from what it rains and runs down this ditch into these plants is making them just go nuts. Those are wild, guys. And they're way early in the season for us. And these guys grow to be as big as your thumb. So I don't even know what's going to go on with this year. We better make some jellies and jams. I definitely want you guys to understand not to underestimate organic fertilizers. Do not let people tell you they don't work, but you have to be patient. You can't just throw some compost down on top of a bed and you're going to have a roar that year. It takes time. It's going to attract more life. You know, the worms are going to start coming back. You know, when you start using a bunch of fertilizer that's chemical based, the life basically dies out in the soil. It becomes inert almost. Now, as you add more carbon back into it, and as you mulch it, which is always a good option to hold more moisture, the soil starts to break and turn into more of like a topsoil. So don't give up on composting, Comfrey, and other natural sources of fertilizer, because in the future, we may not all need them. We definitely may need to learn how to go back to some older practices and stop being so reliant on chemicals to do what we can do with just a little bit of legwork. So with that said, if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, because you know you want to see these berries all ripen, go down, hit the subscribe button, join the family. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the notification bell. Leave us a comment, let us know if you're running organic and how it's turning out for you. If not, I'd still love to hear about how things are working out in your garden. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. Oh, this is going to be good eating soon.